First one is this, is incongruence of pricing. Now this is exactly the same with any entrepreneur. So if someone can't afford my fee, I would then have a very strong conversation with them. But first of all, every client needs to realize that Sam Cawthorn, he has a price in charity for half day, full day, for 1 hour, half day, full day. Sam has a price in corporate for 1 hour, half day, full day. Sam has a price for education, 1 hour, half day, full day. And it's very rare at all that I'll go outside of this. I cannot stand it when I hear a speakers and they get a call from a client and they go, and the client goes, hey, I'm the local hardware shop here. We're looking for a speaker for our end of year function. How much do you charge? Well, local hardware shop, $1,500. Yeah, no problem. Okay, great. 5 minutes later, hey, I'm actually ringing from the big bank here in the city, and we're actually after an end of year function speaker. How much do you charge? $5K. Okay, great, done. What's with that? I need to make sure that my price is 100% congruent, and that my value is my value, and I know what my value is. So if a client cannot afford me to speak on that stage, I will then have a very tough conversation with them. Now, what I'm about to do here might sound arrogant again, but in fear of sounding arrogant, I'm going to tell you anyway. This is what I say. How much are you spending on the curtains for the event? How much are you spending for AV on the event? How much money are you spending on tea and coffee for the event? In 3 months' time or in 3 years' time, what do you want the audience to remember? What colour the curtains were? How the AV was wired in? How the tea and coffee tasted? Or do you want them to remember the transformational power that this speaker gave? That how this speaker transformed them, how they've raised productivity and give them tools and strategies to better their lives each and every day. What do you want the audience to remember? Like now, again, in fear of sounding arrogant, I know my value. And I am not a charity. I'd way rather spend time with my kids than come out and do something in my profession, unless I get paid for it. So I know how much I'm worth and I know the value that I give. So my encouragement to you is don't falter on your price. Your price is your price. Now on top of that, if, say for example, I can understand you guys are starting out. So if they still can't afford, and let's say it's a free gig or whatever, I would then say you want one of 4 things. Actually, if you can get all 4 things, do this. By the way, you should be writing this down. First one is this. I would ask them, can I please get a list of everyone in the room? If you want me to speak for free, I want a list of every single person in the room. On top of that, number 2, I also want the opportunity to sell a product or a program on stage. Now, for those people here in this room that think that they might not have a program, I guarantee you that right now, Steve, you would have a program. And your program could sound something like, hey guys, here's my value. I'm also doing some coaching around this. And the coaching is this. It's a 90-minute one-on-one, then there's 3 follow-up phone calls for it. Normally this is $2,000, but today I'm going to charge you $997 for it. Every single person in this room has that program today, period. Which means you have a $1,000 program that you could quite easily sell on stage. So you might have a room of 50 people. 10% of the people would buy that. It's $5,000. $5,000 for 5 lots of 90 minutes and then 3 follow-up phone calls. That's pretty good. So if I'm going to speak for free, I want to say, look, I want an opportunity to pitch a product, and they say yes. So that's 2. Number 3, I want to make sure that I can bring along on my video camera. Why? So I can video myself, and then I can get video testimonials. Video testimonials are king. If you can get video testimonials of how good you are, then that is going to be king for you. And number 4 is I want to make sure that we have someone in the room that is a decision maker that would like to, that would be interested in booking me as a speaker in the future. So that's incongruence of pricing. Next one is this, niche uncertainty. I cannot stand it. And I even had a conversation with someone today, and in fear of, sounding degrading to this conversation, I can't stand it when someone comes up to me and I ask them, what do you speak on? Well, they say, look, I can speak on anything. I can speak on leadership, on resilience and overcoming adversity. I can speak on, in this area and that area, and lion taming and cat pairing and this and that. And I'm thinking, what the heck? Know your niche. You cannot be a polymath, a jack of all trades. I know so many times that whenever that there are speakers out there that will get a call from a client and the client says, what do you speak on? Well, I can speak on anything at all you like. What's with that? If I get a gig and someone wants me to do a speaking engagement on leadership or management, I'll say, I'm not the person for you. Get one of my other speakers that we've trained. And by the way, right now we're giving a lot of speaking engagements to people that have done our program. Why? Because they're our alumni. And they've been trained in our methodology. So know your niche. And know what you're really good at, and know what you're willing to, get paid for, and know other areas. And don't just chase the money. You're actually here to know that specific niche. Now, number 3, talking it up without backing it up. Need I say more? This is where integrity, values, ethics, truth come into play. Talking it up without backing it up. Number 4, lack or unclear of value. Lack or unclear of value. If I sat down with you right now and had a one-on-one and looked you in your eye and I said, what is your value? Could you communicate to me with absolute solid clarity and articulation the intrinsic value that you have to offer your client? Could you do that? Like, know your value. If anyone at all asked me in a high-pressure situation what my value was, I would absolutely stand true with that, because I can tell you, some of these C-level executives enjoy being intimidating. They'll come right up to your face and they'll look at you like this and say, so what's your value? They do. If you don't have solid clarity and knowing what is your value and articulating that with absolute precision articulation, then you're never going to get the big bucks. You're not going to get the big dollars. What was your industry again? Childcare, was it? Project management, yeah. So say, for example, let's say you're looking at this big project management for a big corporation. So you've had 3 or 4 meetings and now you're about to meet the CEO. Now the CEO is, can I get you to come out here? So the CEO is one of these high performing CEOs. Right? So you've already done all your due diligence. And then the CEO will literally come up to you like this, look you in the eye, shake your hand and go, so tell me more about what's your value that you've got for our organisation. See, already you're looking on the floor. Yeah. I'm looking at every single aspect of your body language. I'm looking at your shoulders. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at your hands. I'm looking at how you're standing. I'm looking at your body is this way, is it that way? Trust me, CEOs do that. And so you need to stand firm. I believe that I have value. I'm serious, because people can notice a fraud a mile away. And if I'm going to take out my wallet and if you're going to take my money, I'm going to see, are you congruent with that? Are you actually worth me taking out your wallet? So for some of these big opportunities, like I'm talking 6 figures plus, you need to stand your ground. You need to know your value. You need to be certain in your body language that you've got that value. Does that help? Yep. Give her a hand! Yay! Woo! Now, again, I'm not asking you all to, be bullies or anything like that. But what I am saying is that these high profile, these high, C-suite executives, they will look at you and they'll judge you and they'll think, okay, is this person congruent with what they want to do or not? And I'm the commercial guy. If you want to make money, you come to me. I'll teach you how to make money. But you got to be easily teachable in this, and you've got to stand true for what you believe in. Cool? Lack or unclear of value. Know your value and know how to articulate that value with precision and clarity. So, any questions? Any other questions at all on this? Yeah.
What happens if you say, like, the A&A requirements, and I was going back a bit, but if you said, like, I need a teleprompter and a script and a lectern, people would just be like, nah, mate, is that like a big no-no when you're speaking?
Look, in general, if you're getting paid the money that you get paid, then there's no way at all that you can take notes on. You are doing the industry a disservice.
There's a lot of TED talks that they'll have the teleprompter.
No, they don't they? How do you know they do? They do not. No, they have a timer down there. They always have a timer. There's not very, like, when you're talking about the like professional speaking, there is no teleprompter on stage at all. The best you might see, maybe like 4 or 5 dot points or something like that, but there will never be a teleprompter. No. It's always a timer that's there in your face, or it might actually be a screen of the actual back screen that's actually there in front of you as well. But teleprompter, no. Not for, look, the reality is if you're a professional, if you're going to get paid, you act like a professional. But something, it's not that hard. Like, if you get the right training, what we do here, we have a curriculum to teach people to do this. What are you asking?
I was just saying, at my company, for instance, they rely on lecterns, scripts, and podiums. It seems to create a barrier between them and the audience, like, all the time.
Yep. So imagine if I had a lectern right here and I was standing here. So guys, like for me, there's just a disconnect. I love the idea how I can see you guys, how we can connect. Like, this is a dialogue, this is a conversation rather than a speech. Totally different. So if you really want to connect, if you want to get people across the line, you've got to break down that disassociation from stage to audience and allow it to be a conversational piece rather than a speech.